Hi, hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda Mae, and I am a cross-stitch designer and artist. I design under the name Ardith Design. You can find my designs online on my website at ardithdesign.com. You can follow me on Instagram, and as of this last weekend, you can find my books and charts at many of your LNS, your local needlework shops, and your ONS is your online needlework stores. So, hey, welcome. This is a special episode. It's called Amanda Mae is really tired coming back from Nashville Needlework Market and wants to tell you all the things before I forget. I'm in my studio space. It's super duper messy, but I figured y'all didn't mind seeing, Amanda Mae in real life. I have a Save the Stitches here to show you, a couple Save the Stitches that I got on my drive down to Nashville, Tennessee. I live in Maryland, so it was a 10.5-hour trip, and then there's a time zone change, and we stopped and shopped because hashtag save the stitches, so sustainable stitching. So I found some goodies here to show you. Hanging up here, I've got some of my hand-dyed Ada that I was moving around and some stuff to put away and all the things. Here, oh, I didn't even see it until I start filming. This right here is a roll of vinyl for project bags. Yes, I gotta start making some more project bags. Okay, but enough about that. I want to thank all of you for joining me. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, I'm so blessed and thankful and grateful and all the things that you came back to spend some time with me today as we talk a little bit about counted cross stitch. This video mainly is going to be just a short, like, extemporaneous, just like flood of consciousness probably about my trip to Nashville, because there's so much to talk about. I just want to say as much as I can before it leaves my brain and show you a couple of my Save the Stitches, and then I'll come back next week and have more of a formal show and tell what I got, what I bought, who I saw, and I'll have more like editing and stuff in that follow-up video. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Okay. I appreciate you all so much. I met so many amazing people. My trip down south, I went with my best good friend Grace and her daughter, and it was amazing. On the way down, we left early so that we could stop at some antique stores and like do some shopping. She loves jewelry and vintage glassware, like, so she collects glass and all of that stuff. So she was looking at glass goodies. I was looking at the sewing goodies like thimbles and looking for Save the Stitches and stuff. So we went to some antique stores and stuff first, and then like later on the trip, I got some real Save the Stitch goodies. So let me do Save the Stitches first so I get out of the way. So this right here, I ended up putting it in my booth at Nashville Needlework Market because I could not leave it in the car. So my friend Grace said, okay, Amanda, we're taking, whatever you pick out, it has to be a small. Like, we can't go hog wild because we don't have that much space. So I took to market like all my models, all the setup stuff, like extra lights and power cords and all the things that you don't know if you need, but you bring anyway, like extension cords and like light bulbs to change out, like all the things. So she said, keep it to something small. Yeah, that's not small. That's like 30 inches across. So it's in a vintage frame. That is a real cross stitch. It is stitched on a 16 count Ada cloth, and there's even beadwork in it. It's dated 1992, and I got that in the back of a thrift store in Bristol, Tennessee. And Tennessee, so the town of Bristol, like half the town's in Virginia and then the other half's in Tennessee. So I think it was the Tennessee part. I'll have to check. So I got that, and I had to take it into Nashville. I got some Save the Stitches stuff at like a rescue mission when we stopped in Knoxville. Again, I'm going to put more information in stores and all that stuff for my next video. But like, I got this. Someone asked me, so this would have probably been like a stamped cross stitch versus a counted cross stitch. One of those kits that came, and it would have been either machine crocheted around the edges, or someone would have hand crocheted this. So I picked up this. I picked this one up. I need to clean it, so it does have some wear and tear, and it's got some really cool embroidered stitching it looks like over time it's been ironed and the stitching has been crushed, like from heat and stuff, which is okay. So I got to figure out how to do and fix that. So I have like CLR, it's like a laundry thing. I'm going to try that. I also have like borax. I was like learning all about, you know, washing the linens and doing it safely. So I've got that to fix. But look at that. Isn't that cool? I was telling people I love vintage doilies, vintage things. I've never met a horizontal surface I haven't wanted to cover in some sort of lace or doily or textile or all the things. Even this table here. So I realized I was like covering it with stuff. It's like, it doesn't, not everything needs to be covered, Amanda Mae, but apparently in my brain, it's like, yes, it does. Put a doily on it. So I got that. So the big piece, so it's in a vintage frame. So the frame does need some work. Like there's some bits that are coming off, but it looks like they took out an old picture to put in that 1992 cross stitch. I'm not sure if I think I'm going to take it out of this frame and then use this frame for something else. I'm not quite sure yet. And then at the same thrift store in Bristol, I found this, and it is excuse me. This is a Precious Moments. It was, I'm not sure who stitched it. It says, friends are the gifts that heaven sends. It's stitched on a 14 count Aida fabric. It is not dated, so I'm not sure when the person stitched this. But it's finished in that quintessential 1980s ruffle. So if you can see here from the back, you can see that person stitching. There's a couple just very loose little threads that might need to be clipped. And we'll think about how we want to finish this. They have the original 9-inch made in Taiwan hoop sticker attached. But in honor of going to Nashville, and Pat Carson had passed away this last year, so this is like one of the first markets that I think she hasn't been to or been affiliated with. So I had this with me in honor of Pat. I never met her, but just like many people had the spirit, you know, Blackbird Designs and everything, you know, with the passing of one of their key, you know, designers, just kind of having them in our thoughts. So I wanted to do that. And it's super cute. I mean, someone told me who hasn't stitched a precious moment, like if you've been stitching for any length of time. So I wanted to pick this up. I got some more stuff. We stopped at a rescue mission and I got this tablecloth. I'm not sure if this was one of those machine manufactured tablecloths. It's a cut work, or if it's something that was hand done. But the reason it's called like cut work is so, can you see how there's, so and then it's gathered and wrapped and the design. So I need to wash and clean this. So it's like a little, maybe like a card tablecloth, the card or the bridge tables. And I got a couple napkins that went along with it. So I did pick up some goodies along the way. It was really cool. And people were like, what brings you into town? Why are you here? I'm like, I'm looking at vintage textiles. I'm looking for vintage needlework and all those goodies because I'm going to Nashville and I want to take the goodies with me. So it was neat to have some of these with me at the show. I took my own doilies too. I took my own doilies too, so I didn't just rely on like finding stuff along the way. I also found like a little bag of like 5 thimbles and a little sewing bag, so that was cool. Let me see. So this is my Ardith Design Chico bag, and I did have it filled with some goodies. Let me show you just a couple other things that I did grab because I know I have them here with me. So I really like Charlie Harper. He illustrator, an artist. So we went to a vintage store called Retrospect, and it was in Knoxville. Okay, so how did I find out about all these stores and all these places to thrift along the way? I literally had my smartphone and we were driving down 81, and we like just typed in like thrift shops near us, antique stores near us, like mall, like, and then if we were kind of near an exit that we could feasibly pull off of and like stop and then get back right back on the road, that's what we did. There was really no rhyme or reason to where we went, if that makes sense. Like we didn't research anything ahead of time. It was all fly by the seat of our pants. So here, this is a Charlie Harper. It's just a card, but I loved it. And then I got the flamingo of the Charlie Harper. And I got this in honor because I did my flamingos. So I really wanted my own little Charlie Harper flamingo a go-go. Flamingo a go-go. How cute is that? So I got that. Oh yeah, so here's that store I went to. So, and I did get one of those milk glass little container that you can put your little scissors in. So I got that there. So that was really neat to stop there. And they were so nice. So my friend, she got like clip-on earrings and some glass and some nightgowns, like vintage nightgowns. And I got like cards. Oh, I guess I did get a couple clip-on earrings, right? Because who couldn't resist? So I got like this. So these are the two clip-on earring things that I got. I know, not needlework related. So I got those. And then they let me have two of their little postcards. Greetings from Knoxville. And then this, got a couple things here that I got. I think these were the Salvation Army. I got this. So when life hands you scraps, make quilts. Yes, please. So this is dated 1987. So this is, you know, roughly 35 years old. It's on one of the wood shaper hoops, not hoops, frames. It's on like a 16 count Aida cloth, and it's dirty. Like you can see the yellowing behind here and stuff, but I still thought it was really cool. And then I got, so there was like a bag, and they had just a price, so I haven't even looked at this. So they had two of these, so I got, looks like someone stitched two of the same design, and it says Irish at Heart. I'm not sure the designer of that, but they're both stitched on a 14 count white Aida with 2 strands over 1 Aida box here, if that helps. Dropping stuff. Yep. And then apparently also in the bag was this. I didn't even realize that. So I also got a Guinness tea towel. Who knew? Apparently I should have known. I think I paid $1.50 for these two, and it came with that tea towel, but I didn't know about that. So I did get a couple things. These could be made into, like, I could integrate this with some of my green quilt scraps and make like a green project bag. I could add this to a quilt square. I could make this into a little ornament and send it to somebody, or put it out just for like St. Patrick's Day decoration. So there's a lot of little things you could do with that, and saving the stitches. And yeah, oh my gosh, so it was amazing. It was overwhelming. I met so many people, and it was wow. So there were people from all around the world. There were designers from Italy. There were I did not get to meet the folks from Fox and Rabbit. They're from Australia. I literally left I was able to leave my little room area twice, and I went to 6 rooms total. There were 127 exhibitors. 127. I visited 6 rooms. So I visited, next door to me it was Cross Stitch Antiques, and she has a general store, but her samplers are really beautiful, and she's so nice. So Cross Stitch Antiques, and then on the other side of me was Thread Nuts, and she was amazing. So my friend, I taught her, so my friend is just getting back into cross stitching, so her mother had taught her how to cross stitch. And so, but she knits, and she has a she weaves, she has a loom, so she's a weaver, so she's getting back into cross stitch. So she went over to Thread Nuts, and the lady helped kit up an Ingleside Imaginarium dragon. So Brittany of Ingleside Imaginarium, who is an amazing costumer, an amazing human. So got the dragon, and she went in there, and then at Thread Nuts got the most beautiful, like, green painted, it looked like a hand painted green 32 count even weave. And then she got soie d'Alger, like gorgeous soie d'Alger silks to stitch this dragon. I'm like, I've never even stitched with soie d'Alger, and you're getting back into cross stitch and you're like going for it. So that was amazing. I feel like I have lipstick on my teeth. I'm so excited. I'm like, sorry. And then so Saturday morning we taught, I helped her daughter, my friend's daughter, start cross stitch for the very first time. So we helped her with her very first project, and she picked out a project from Barbie Pedal Pusher, and it's a super cute pattern from Barbie. And so she starts stitching it, and it's on like just a 14 count Aida. So I was trying to show them how to count, like, and see if a project is big enough. And I think it's in here somewhere. So I had bought, so I had bought a couple kits like at the thrift store. So like 50 cents. I got Charts and Charms, Charming Dolphins. So I got that, and then I paid $3 for this, and it came with Aida. I paid $3 for, I don't even know what the chart is. Now I feel really bad. I'm on camera and I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, it was part of the Embroiderers Guild of America, the Knoxville chapter, put together this kit. So I showed her how to calculate the size, and it was before everything was open. So I just gave her the Aida out of this kit. So I was like, I can replace the Aida with linen or whatever. So it says Westmoreland Water Wheel is this chart. So I grabbed it, and I'm showing her how to start the chart. So she sat there. So it's 8:30 in the morning. The show opens at 9. Showed her how to cross stitch. She sat there and cross stitched for 3 straight hours. 3 hours. And then she got up and she's like, okay, I'm gonna go get some more stuff. So she went out and she bought more patterns. She bought floss, like this rainbow floss. She went to Forbidden Fiber Co. and got, there was a Wizard of Oz pattern with the rainbow palette and the 14 count dyed Aida fabric. Like, she did amazing. And then her mom bought her like those really beautiful scissor necklace. So they were like, they had the most amazing things. And while they were out like gallivanting and having a good time, I'm like in my room meeting all these amazing people. So it was awesome. But I shot myself in the foot, or I did it to myself, however you want to say it. I lost a couple helpers for, several hours because they were like, cross stitch, yay! And they're running all around. But the test of a good market is, I feel really good. I brought one of my friends back to cross stitch, and I taught a new friend how to cross stitch. So I feel like that is a win in itself. I was able, like I said, to meet so many people. A lot of people took pictures with me, but I didn't get pictures with them. Like, it was so cool. And then I was fangirling people like hard. So like Thursday, like getting there and like unpacking everything, and then Friday, like before the show starts, like running into people while I'm out. I'm just getting off the elevator incorrectly. Oh, just dropping stuff too. Like literally being like, I love your YouTube channel, and then just walking off the wrong floor. Not once, but twice I did that. And then, you all know I have small children, right? So I have a 4-year-old and I have a just turned 7-year-old. So I have young kids. And so I get in the elevator with another talented designer. I don't know her name. It was like before the show started, so we didn't have our name tags on. And she has this like beautiful, very antique, very well weathered window shutters, right? And to use as display. And I had made a window shutter display for my work. So I was like, oh my gosh, I love your window shutter. That's wonderful. And she goes, yeah, but it probably has lead paint all over it. And in a elevator full of ladies, I go, yeah, well, I promise I won't lick it. Everyone was like, like, I'm sorry, I have small children. Like, what do you tell kids? Like, don't lick the walls. Like, don't lick anything. It could have lead paint. And then so I totally geeked out there. And then, okay, I had to like remember and think about later. So in Maryland, like if you buy a home or like you're doing something in a historic building, they classify like a historic building anything like or not historic building, but something susceptible or the likelihood of it having lead paint in it, where you could potentially have lead paint exposure, is in Maryland is like 1974 and prior. So like in my mind, I'm thinking of like that disclosure you have to sign when you like buy a house. Like I understand that my home was built before 1974. There could be lead paint. I will in good faith not lick the walls. Like that was what was in my head, but I'm like I look like this random weirdo. Like I promise I won't lick it. So yeah, that happened. And just, it was really cool. But like I said, I didn't get out much, and thankfully several people came in to say hi to me, which was awesome. The shopkeepers were awesome. The show ended Sunday at 4 o'clock. Well, I had my last visitor came and stayed until 4:30, which was amazing, telling me how she liked the sampler and she liked my stuff. And I only cried like 4 times at people, like, and I tried really hard to like, to keep it together. But I did. I like the happy tears, like that gratefulness of people coming to your room, because I'm a first year exhibitor at Nashville. So they have, 126 other rooms that they could stop off at. So the fact that so many people took the time to come into my room and say hello, it just meant so much to me. So I just appreciate you so much. And if you put in an order with your needlework shop, a pre-order or an order after you saw pictures, just know that I am so grateful to all of you and for going on this journey with me. I am a relatively new designer, so it's really nice. I came with my 4 new releases and my new book. And so many people liked my book, Stitching Love and Kindness, that I came out with a couple years ago. But, many people have never seen it before because I've never been to Nashville. So it was really neat. And I appreciate all of you. So I will be back next week, hopefully to do a better and a deeper dive into Nashville. I'm going to talk about my giveaway winner. So 2 episodes ago, I had the rules for the giveaway. So we'll do the giveaway winner, and I'll have a better edited, and I'll put some pictures and all the things. But I just wanted to do a quick recap. I got home very late, so my friend drove back, and so we were in the car for like 12 hours, and it rained all the way. And then if you hear, it's still raining here in Maryland, so I brought the rain with me. So I love you. Please know that you matter, that your stitching matters, and I'm so grateful that you spent some time with me. I hope that you have a beautiful week, whatever that might be or whatever that might mean for you. And I look forward to talking to you soon next week, Wednesday, here on this channel, Ardith Design. Okay, mwah, love you. Bye.